As the business of mass incarceration shifts, the corporations that currently make money from prisons are seeking to profit from new surveillance technology too. These companies tell us that electronic monitoring is the future of crime and punishment. People who've been under electronic monitoring tell me that instead of leading to freedom and safety, it's actually a way of turning communities into cages. Anthony Robles is a youth and community organizer with Dignity and Power Now. He was put on an electronic monitor not long ago after a traffic stop.
Growing up in poverty, there's just a lot of odds feel like that are against you. I would get stopped for driving for fix-it tickets. It would say your light is out, or your license plate lamp is out. I didn't even know a license plate needed a lamp, or your tail light's out. Or I would get pulled over for having a air freshener hanging on my rearview mirror. They put me on pretrial supervision, and with that, they put a monitor, a bracelet on my ankle to track everywhere that I went. And at the time, I was also in a car accident, and I broke both my legs, and I was going to physical therapy, and they put a monitor on my leg. I didn't pose no flight risk. I was literally, I was immobile, physically immobile, and obviously didn't pose a threat. In my personal experience, this thing did not help me get to court. It didn't do anything except shame me, make me feel embarrassed to even go outside.
These issues around electronic monitoring are becoming more widespread as the practice rises in popularity with city governments. From 2015 to 2021, electronic monitoring increased by over 5,000%.
94% of the people that are terminated from the electronic monitoring program pre-trial are terminated on technical violations, meaning they didn't commit no crime, they didn't do anything unlawful, they just violated something that was in the contract with the court and the probation department that put them on electronic monitoring, which then leads them to arrest and incarceration anyways. So if the point is to use this electronic monitoring to help people stay out of jail and come to court, why is the technical violations just leading you right back into jail?
And in your case, for example, you wore it for 6 months, and in those 6 months, you could have been out on your own recognizance without the machine.
Mm-hmm.
If you had violated some of the agreement related to the machine, to the monitor, you could have ended up in jail when your original sentence didn't require that.
Yeah, exactly.
Sheila Nat was put on an ankle monitor as a teenager. 30 years later, she still trembles at the memory.
There are people that say, well, at least it's better than jail. You got a glimpse of what jail might be like, what prison might be like. What do you think? How do you think about that?
It's still jail. You don't know what if there's a malfunction? Then I didn't know much about technology, so I didn't know the proper questions to ask. But what if something went off and said that I wasn't where I was supposed to be, and all these cops showed up? Where if I was at one of our games and the cops showed up? I was always in fear of that. Like, I don't know what will set it off. Are the cops going to show up at your house with guns? Because that's how they show up. They show up with guns. And at 15, thinking like the cops are going to show up because that's what again, I'm a child, so I'm referencing television. That is one thing that I will always say that shamed me in my life. I felt unworthy. I felt like I was a bad person. I felt like I wasn't heard. I felt like I was just guilty. If the police come and they say you did something, you did something. My mom was upset with me. She was really disappointed in me. So then I had to deal with disappointing my mom. She was really disappointed in me. And I didn't like that. That didn't feel good.
I'm so sorry this happened to you.
Thank you. Me too. I don't think any kid should go through that.